Well, this week the Supreme Court is hearing two cases that most people will never hear about, but they quietly ask the same question. Who gets to break the rules and walk away? Let's start in Colorado, at an immigrant detention center that's run by a private company called GEO Group. Detainees say they were forced to work, cleaning, cooking, scrubbing floors, for $1 a day. And when they refused, they say that they were sent to solitary confinement. So they sued, and not for some massive payout, just to be treated like human beings. Now GEO says the case should be put on hold because as a government contractor, they claim immunity. They want to take an immediate appeal to avoid trial, arguing they were just carrying out federal policy. This week, the court will decide whether private companies like GEO can use that kind of immunity to delay lawsuits before the facts even come out. And if the answer is yes, it could slow down or derail cases like this all across the country. And meanwhile, another case, actually another prison, but a different violation, with the same underlying question. Damon Landor, who is a practicing Rastafarian, says Louisiana prison officials forced him to shave his dreadlocks, an act that he says violates his religious beliefs. So he sued under a federal law meant to protect religious freedom in prisons. It's called RLUIPA. I assume they have some catchy way to say that as a word, but I have no clue, but that's the acronym. Anyway, the court said you can't get monetary damages. Not from the state, not from the officials, because the law doesn't authorize it, and sovereign immunity blocks the rest. So the question is, can a government officer violate someone's faith and walk away without facing any personal consequences? These aren't just legal questions, they're moral ones, because when power moves through someone, but no one's responsible for what it does, that's when things start to rot. Back in 1908, in a case called Ex parte Young, the court said you could sue state officials who trampled your federal rights, because if you couldn't, the Constitution would be meaningless. And in the 1970s, when presidents used sweeping economic orders to impose import taxes and freeze wages, even Congress started asking, are we letting executive power grow too far, too fast? And that's the echo today. Much like this video, these cases might not go viral, but they tell us where rights really live and who they actually reach. So if you're paying attention to the court this week, don't just look at the headlines. Look at the fine print, the exceptions, the ways power slips outside the frame that most Americans get their news through. Because maybe the real question isn't just who gets to break the rules. It's whether the rules still protect the rest of us. I don't know, what do you think? Should government contractors and prison officials be shielded from lawsuits like these? Or is that the start of something we can't easily walk back from?